The Journey of Little Elias. In a quiet village where the houses were painted with colors of sunrise and the air always smelled faintly of honey and pine, there lived a boy named Elias. He was no taller than his father's shoulder and no stronger than the other children, but he carried in his heart a constant curiosity. Every evening, while others hurried to bed, Elias would climb onto the roof of his home, rest his chin in his palms, and stare at the moon. The moon was his secret friend. It listened without judgment when he whispered his worries, and it shone brightly when he needed comfort. But one evening, as he climbed to his usual spot, Elias noticed something strange. The moon's glow was dimming. The silver circle grew pale and thin, until it seemed as though it might disappear entirely. The stars trembled and whispered in voices only Elias could hear. The moon's light has been stolen. Without it, the night will lose its magic. Without the moon, dreams will fade and children will forget how to hope. Elias felt a shiver of fear, but also a warm spark inside him. "If no one else can go, then I will," he said softly. He packed a small satchel with bread, a flask of water, and a lantern his grandfather had given him. Then, under the fading glow of the moon, Elias set out on his journey. The Whispering Forest. The first place Elias entered was the Whispering Forest. The trees stood taller than church towers, their branches twisted like old hands. As he walked, the leaves rustled and murmured in urgent tones. "Hurry! You are too slow. You'll never make it before the moon disappears forever. You are wasting your time." The voices grew louder until they filled Elias's head. His heart wanted to run, but his legs felt heavy. He remembered his grandfather's words. "The one who hurries often loses his way. The one who waits finds the right path." So Elias stopped. He closed his eyes, breathed deeply, and listened not to the rushing voices, but to the silence beneath them. Slowly, the forest calmed, and a narrow trail glowed faintly at his feet. With quiet steps, Elias followed it through the trees. From the forest, he learned his first lesson. Patience reveals the path that fear hides. The Talking Lake. Beyond the forest lay a wide, still lake, its surface so smooth it looked like a sheet of glass. As Elias leaned over the water, his reflection rippled and changed. Instead of his own face, he saw a smaller, weaker version of himself, trembling and uncertain. "You are too small," said the reflection. "You are too weak. You will fail, and the moon will be lost." Elias felt tears sting his eyes. But then he noticed the lantern in his hand. Its little flame still burned bravely against the darkness. He smiled faintly. "I may be small, but I carry light," he whispered. He knelt and dipped his fingers into the water. "I accept myself as I am. Small or not, I will walk forward." The lake shone like silver, and a bridge of light appeared across it. Elias crossed safely, the reflection smiling now with quiet pride. From the lake, he learned his second lesson. True strength comes from self-acceptance. The dancing clouds. At the far side of the lake, a staircase of winds lifted Elias into the sky, where he found himself standing upon a field of clouds. But these were no ordinary clouds. They spun, tumbled, and twisted in great dances, leaping like playful children. Elias stepped carefully, but the clouds beneath his feet shifted wildly. He stumbled, almost falling into the endless sky below. Fear rushed through him. The clouds seemed to laugh and whirl faster. But Elias remembered the calm breath he had found in the forest. He slowed down, moving gently, balancing each step. Instead of fighting the clouds, he moved with their rhythm, as though he were part of the dance. "Thank you for carrying me," Elias said softly. The clouds paused, steadied, and lifted him higher. their dance turning into a gentle waltz. From the clouds, he learned his third lesson. Self-control and kindness can calm even the stormiest path. The Cave of Echoes. After the clouds, Elias reached a tall mountain that pierced the sky. A dark cave opened at its peak. Inside, every sound multiplied into countless echoes. As Elias entered, his own footsteps roared like thunder. His own breath returned to him as if thousands were sighing at once. Then, from the darkness, the echoes began to twist into cruel voices. "You are alone. No one cares if you fail. Why keep going?" The words struck his heart like heavy stones. Elias felt his strength fading, but then he sat down, placing the lantern before him. He closed his eyes and whispered, "These are only echoes. They are not the truth. I am never alone, because the moon and the stars walk with me." The cave trembled, and the cruel voices faded into silence. A soft, golden path of light appeared, leading him out of the cave. From the cave, he learned his fourth lesson. Acceptance of fear allows courage to grow. The Shadow's Cage. At last, Elias reached the top of the sky, where the moon's light lay trapped inside a crystal cage. Guarding it was a shadow creature with glowing eyes. Its voice was deep and filled with sorrow. "I cannot let you free the moon's light," it said. "If I lose it, I will be alone in the dark." Elias looked at the creature, and for the first time, he did not feel afraid. He saw the sadness hidden in its shape. Slowly, he stepped forward and said, "You do not need to steal the light to be seen. You are not forgotten. The world is wide, and there is a place for you too." He placed his hand gently on the cage. Warmth flowed from his heart, and the crystal began to melt. The light of the moon burst free, filling the sky with silver radiance. The shadow creature softened, no longer frightening but quiet and still. It bowed to Elias before fading into the starlight. From the shadow, Elias learned his final lesson. Compassion can free even those trapped in darkness. The return. The moon shone brighter than ever, painting the world in silver. The stars sang like 1,000 bells, and the wind wrapped Elias in its arms, carrying him back to his village. When he awoke, he was lying on his roof once more, the lantern still glowing faintly at his side. The moon hung full and radiant above him. No one in the village knew of the journey he had taken, but Elias smiled, for he knew the truth. The light of the moon had always been inside him. It was in his patience, in his self-control, in his kindness, in his acceptance, and in his compassion. From that night on, whenever villagers looked at the glowing moon, they remembered a story of a small boy who journeyed through forests, lakes, clouds, and caves not to find power, but to discover the quiet strength already within him. And Elias himself, whenever he gazed at the sky, no longer asked the moon for comfort. Instead, he whispered, "Thank you for reminding me who I am."